Here we are. It's the week on which Israel turns 78 with 3 days to go. And now this is the update number 3 on the topic. There's quite a few updates, actually too many for one video, but as we are running out of time, I'm just trying to put it all in this video and trying to keep it short anyways. So what I did is I looked at the weekly Sabbath cycles and the 49-day jubilee cycles. So instead of years, I looked at the days from the independence of Israel in 48 to this Independence Day, and all the options on which the true Independence Day would land. So I have a calculator which I'm trying to go through in a way that it's easy to follow. But before that, let me just high level conclusion on. So we are here. The whole week is the unleavened bread still is going on. So the whole week is a watch week all the way to the very end, even after the 22nd of April on which Israel turns 78, and I'll come back to the reasons why in the calculator. So we do have the Red Sea moment, Nisan 21, counting from the full moon, the 2nd of April. Maybe that's the setting apart moment. And then we have the Ziv 7. So Ziv is another name for Ivuar in here, which is highly significant between the 24th and 25th as well, which I'll show to you in the calculator. And just in case, covering just on a high level, that we do have the first Sabbath of 24th of Nisan in here the next week. So before that, we could expect things to happen, even though in some sense Israeli Independence Day is only in mid-May. And then we also know that the Auriga charioteer, the Good Shepherd, is missing from the moon transit cycle, which starts on the 28th of April. If we take the moon transit cycle from Virgo to Leo, so that could indicate that the charioteer is elsewhere and is not there. So some things would happen even before this. But let's get to the calculator. I'll show you first in this PowerPoint. So Monday, April 20th is minus 2 days to the target of the 5th of Ivuar, so the Independence Day according to the Hebrews. So now let's switch over to the Excel, and here we have it with a bit more colors. So this is the only number that I will change in this Excel, and everything else is then gets calculated. So if we put in here that it's actually 0, then the target day becomes the same as the Independence Day according to the Hebrews. So we can say that this is true, this is an Independence Day. And then let's start to see where we actually get a match based on 360, 365, or taking into account the leap years every 4th year as well. Where do we get the 78? 2 days, we get a nice match with the Sabbath cycle. So this number of total days is divisible by 7. It's divisible by 7 times 7, and it is actually divisible by 7 times 7 times 7 as well. And this is the Ziv 7 date. The next time this happens is in 340 3 days after this, so 3, 4, 5 is the next time this happens. So this is definitely a highly significant date. So it's April 24th, the Friday, as was the Friday in May 14th, 1948. Just entering the Sabbath that evening. But then the matches for the secular way of looking at things, 365, there we get a match for Independence Day of Israel. And then if we take a look at the yeah, 14th of May, there we have it. So it's almost 78, but if I go to 23, then it's already over. So it's not a precise match, but it will happen evening to evening from 14th of May to 15th of May, also in 2026, to the day it is the correct Independence Day for Israel. And then the last one missing is the 360 prophetic. So to get that, we actually have to subtract. It already passed a week after the equinox. So Israel turned 79 already, looking at this prophetic calendar. So if all this convergence would take place next year, that would mean that Israel would be, according to the prophetic way of looking at years, already past the 80-year mark. And if we look at the Psalm 90 and verse 10, we know that a generation is between 70 and 80 years, so that would not be as clean. So that's why this birthday to 78 is actually the last possible moment for things to happen. Let me just add a few more things in here. If we take the prophetic year and take 7 years, so 2,520 days, that brings us to March 16th, 2033. And that is actually Purim in Adar 2, a pregnant year in 2033, the most joyous festival in exactly to the day 7 years. And if we take half of that, 3.5 years to the day, that takes us to October 3rd, 2029, which is actually the 24th of Tishrei. And that is the day on which Israel is set apart, was set apart, and perhaps will be again set apart, entering solo to the last 3.5 years of Jacob's trouble. But this is the day on which Israel turns to Yod-Heh, Vod-Heh in their distress. So could this be the day on which the abomination that causes desolation in the third temple, Holy of Holies, a holographic AI image or something, is installed by the Antichrist? But this is to the day 24th of Tishrei, and then this is to the day Purim in Adar 2 in walled cities, so like for example Jerusalem. If you find this information useful, please like and share, and I'll see you either in the next one or in the clouds. Thank you.